Now, well, my dear children, now the revision of the poem Animals. Here, the present poem, the present poem, the present poem, the present poem, poem is a comparison, between animals and human being. Well, my dear children, what a contrast between a man and human being. You must be surprised that the poet is what? Moved by the understanding. Moved by the understanding that an animal, what he says, look at. So here the comparison, the poet has beautifully compared human being and animals. Look at the comparison. What is the comparison is? Between human and animals. He points out that the present, what he points out, that the evil that is present in human being, the man is full of shortcomings. We are full of so many evils. And here in this poem, the poet has pointed out the evils that we the human being have. We are evil doers. And what are the evils that human being, and what the poet thinks about here? Here the poet thinks that all the evils that a man has, that the human being have, animal does not have these evils. What are the evils? He will talk. You may guess what are the ills and the evils that we have and animals don't have. And that is why the poet wished to go back. He wants to go back to the animal. Here you see what he says. I think I could turn and live with animals. Here the poet was in opinion that animals are better than human beings. Why? Because human beings are full of evils. They are full of greediness. They are full of possession. They are full of show off. Here you see, what are you showing off? So here the poet is pointing out that animals are better than human beings. Animals are far better than human beings. How? Because they are ready, they are not jealous, they are not greedy. How animals are far better? Animals are far better than human being because they are not greedy. They are not jealous. We, the human being, are greedy and jealous to each other. And animals never boast about themselves. As we, the human being, often boast about ourselves. We are full of pride, vanity, possession, etc., etc. But animals don't have any greed, any possession. They are not mad, they are not demented, they are not crazy about the worldly possessions. So here in the very first line, through literary device assonance, I, the vowel sound I is being repeated. I think, I could. So here I, the repetition of vowel sound, repetition of I vowel, that is assonance. The assonance is being used. And animals, they are placid and self-contained. What they are placid. Placid means calm, and self-contained means what? Self-control. Self-contained, self-satisfied. Self-control, self-checked. This is the three key that we are losing. We are not self-contained. We are not self-controlled. Rather than we are self-centered. We are selfish. We should be self-controlled, self-satisfied. But in spite of having these two beautiful virtues, satisfaction, contentment is the best house. But in spite of being satisfied, we are greedy, we are mad, we are crazy about hoarding and collecting the things. So, they are placid, so placid and self-contained. The animals are so calm and self-controlled, whereas we, the human beings, are not at all calm, not at all self-controlled. Stand, I stand. Look at them long and long. Here the word long and long is being repeated. Why the word is being repeated? To emphasize the importance that he stands there for a very long time. It emphasizes the duration, the time that the poet has spent. He stands long and long. That means he waited there for a long, very long time. Why he was standing there? The poet was standing there because he was surprised to see that how calm and self-controlled the animals are. The poet regrets, he introspects. There is an introspection. The poet is talking to himself and he is surprised to see that how placid, how calm and how self-controlled, self-satisfied, self-contained the animals are. Next, they do not sweat and whine about their condition. Here again, sweat and whine. They never sweat. Here the sweat and whine, the literary device, metaphor is being used. Here the comparison of animals between the animal and the human being. We, the human being, sweat and whine. What the sweat and whine refers to? It refers to the cries and complaints. We are full of cries and complaints. We, the human beings, are full of cries and complaints, sweat and whine. cries and complain that the human being have. We the human beings are full of cries and complaints, whereas animals have no complaints. They are self-satisfied in the above line. So, they do not sweat and whine about their condition. The animals never cries and complain about the condition that they are living in. They never complain. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep their sins. And they are never restless about their sin. They are never boasting about their religious activities. They never think about their duty. Here, so the matter is very clear. They never lie awake in the dark and weep in their sins. As here the comparison that we the human being are restless for the countless of the sin that we have committed. And in order to seek the peace, peace of the mind, we visit religious temples, pilgrimages, we offer offerings to the dargahs, to the temples, to the all religious places in order to seek the rest. Dear children, we are restless because we are sinners. We are restless. For what we are restless? We are restless because of our countless desire. Countless desire to have more and more. Whereas the animals never are lying and they are tossing into their bed for their sin because they have never committed a sin. They do not make me sick. Animals never boast. We the human beings are sick about. We always boast about our religious activity. Why? Why we boast about religious activity? Why always we boast about our duty? Oh my God, today I have visited. Yes, today I am going to some religious places. I have visited the Tat temple. I have served my parents. What is the point in this thing? In fact, we want to popularize us. When you say that I have visited, given the district, I have visited some religious temple. I have brought some sweets for you. It is that what you want to show. You want to show that you are a religious person. If you say that I am doing a duty to my parents, you want to show that you are a very dutiful child. Once you said this, once you said that you have done something good for the God, it means you want to popularize yourself. But animals never tells about their duty done towards the God. Never. They never tell about their duty to the God, as we always boast about. Human beings always boast about their religious duty done to God. Why? To gain popularity, to gain fame. They want to make them that I am a religious person, I am an honest father, I am an honest son, I am an honest daughter. And if you wish to say this is So they never are sick. Sick is what? They is not worried about discussing their duty to God. They never discuss that they have done such and such thing. We the human being only discuss our duties and responsibility. We are sick about because we want to gain popularity in this way. So not one is dissatisfied when demented. Animals in the animal world, nobody is dissatisfied. And demented. Demented means what? Mad. Demented is mad. Please note down. Demented. Mad. Crazy. Demented or crazy. Human beings are crazy. Crazy about what? Crazy about worldly possession. We are crazy about power, wealth, and money. The more we want to have, the more we become greedy. So, we are greedy about worldly possession. And due to this greed, due to this shortcoming, we are jealous. Greediness is the cause of jealousy. The way, the more you hoard, and in this way, hoarding makes you greedy, and greedy gives the birth of jealousy. So, no one is dissatisfied. Not a single animal is dissatisfied. Not one is demented with the mania of owning the thing. Look at the lambasting. Look at the what a sledging the poet has done to us. The poet has in fact sledged us, lambasted, criticizes the human being, that the human being are such a selfish that we the people, we the students are. So here you see that demented. The poet is lambasting, criticizing, and pointing out the mistakes that we, the human being, usually commit. That we are dissatisfied. And we are mad. We are mad about worldly possession. Mania of owing the things. How many things you want to owe? Why? This is a mania. This is a disease. Because you see, no desires you cannot check. We need to check ourselves. Remember one thing, my dear children. World has enough for everybody's need, but not enough for everybody's need. This is a very beautiful saying. That world has enough for everybody's need, but not for greed. If you have something that is enough for your need, be satisfied. But here, animals are self-satisfied. They are not mad, they are not crazy about worldly possessions, whereas men are crazy about worldly possessions. They are dissatisfied with their conditions. They are dissatisfied with their job, with their life, with their property, with their parents, with their so and so many things. We have a long list of complaints. And funny thing is that that these list of complaints continues to add more and more. Dear children, there is no point in adding complaints. By complaining, you are making yourself sad. Why you are adding a list of dissatisfaction? Whatever the thing, you should brace it with happiness, with joy, with pleasure. Remember, life is what? Life is to me happiness. Why you are turning you into just a machine? Why you have lost the spiritual value? Here the poet was in fact a romantic poet. Remember, the romantic poets like Wordsworth, Coleridge, Blake, John Keats, they were followers of Rousseau, Montesquieu, Voltaire, the great philosopher. They always value that humans have lost their natural. Once you have lost your natural thing, love is natural, satisfaction is natural, happiness is natural, but we have forgotten the natural virtue. In place of become a spiritualist, we have become materialistic. Materialism is not natural. Once you become crazy about materialistic thing, you have let the door open for your exploit. So, don't spoil your happiness. And you might have heard about that people used to say that there will be rebirth. Of course, there is a rebirth. But it is not possible that rebirth may be as an individual, as in the form of the rebirth of when you are influenced by somebody's thought, it is the rebirth of that man. If you are influenced by the thought of Gandhi, it is the rebirth of Gandhi. If you are influenced by your family person, suppose you are influenced by your father, grandfather, so it is the rebirth of your grandfather. Your grandfather might not have. You might have seen that you dreamt about the dead person. Why? Because the dead person has died, but they are living within you. They are living within you, and that is why you dreamt about. You are in the influence of that person. That person has taken rebirth, but not in the form of a man, but as the form of a thought, at the form of the value that he has inculcated in you. So this is what the poet wants to say, that we should not forget the human values. We should not forget that what a man is born. What is the purpose of a man? The God has made man for the betterment of humankind. So, what are the way of betterment? Sympathy. Sympathy is far greater than gold. Sympathy is far greater than gold. Sympathy, kindness, benevolence, mercy, charity, humanity, honesty, these are the virtue. These are the virtue of mankind. So, we should not be mad. No one kneeling another to the kind. Animals never knelt before. As the human being, praise and kneel down before someone else. Before somebody, we kneel down for our own development. But animals are never found kneeling down or buttering somebody or praising somebody. We have our gods. We, the human being, are in habit of giving values to the rich and high profile people. We have our gods. We have our godfathers, but animals don't have godfathers. Human beings have godfathers. This is the biggest shortcoming, that we are having godfathers. We have our heroes. We have our role models, but animals don't have role models. They don't have heroes. And funny thing is that only rich people are our heroes. We always give value to the rich and affluent people, the success people. We hardly value the poor people or the people of the less nominal talent, of the people of the less important. So what is the point in it? If we value good things, if it is in poor, then poverty should be also given value. But we, the human being, are fond of giving values to the rich and affluent people, to the powerful people. That animal never do. Lived thousands years ago, even they don't have a respect for their ancestors. They never pray their ancestors. Animals have no value for their ancestors. They have no heroes. They love themselves only. So this is the best thing. We are crazy about following some rules. Human being is sick after following the set of etiquettes followed by somebody, set of the rule that is followed by somebody. So this is the poor thing that a human being is doing. So dear children, keep it in your mind that you are the supreme creature. So you should behave supreme. You should brush aside all the evils, all the ill and the evil that you have. Then you may become a successful person. Thank you. Have a nice day.